So of course, with me being a Browns fan,
Oh yeah, man. Let's get into it because you got so much. It's loaded there, man. Talking about be humble. From being humble to he's not a good quarterback. He doesn't watch film. We're gonna stay right there.
okay.
Let's just answer that question. What does be humble mean? Like I don't understand that as an athlete. I don't want my players to be humble. On the field on how they play. Yes, outside of the lines, definitely. But inside the lines, no, I want them to be confident. So go ahead, give me your take on that, man.
Yeah, so I know that term is thrown around a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah.
as far as being humble. And of course, there's a difference between being humble, or I would say humble, confidence, and arrogance. I think sometimes people will mix a confidence and a belief and an understanding of like what you're wanting to accomplish and how you want to be an athlete as far as even the pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah.
When you speak that, sometimes people would assume and take that to be arrogance and you need to be humble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus, okay, if I'm respectful,
Yes.
if I'm confident,
Yep.
if I'm a good teammate, and then I'm also, because of my confidence, I'm putting pressure on myself. When people mention you need to be humble, what you don't want me to mention, okay, what I believe about myself. If you listen to any quarterback or any player, any pro player, they would tell you they have to believe that they are the best. You have guys who are on the bench that train to say, I believe I'm the best player in the league, because they have to think that way. They have to train that way. And the guys that make it to that level, people forget these guys were the best in their town, their neighborhood, their middle school, their high school, college, so forth and so on. They were the best of the best.
Yep.
And, we just throw that term around because the average person doesn't really understand. You can like sports, but even if you play sports, but just respectfully, if you've never been in those situations where, let's say, you were one of the best players on your team, or you was an athlete who embraced the pressure, you're going to throw that out there more because the way your limitations are, you don't want the pressure. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Some people need to dial it back and not say a lot because they don't want the attention if they don't perform.
Right.
But that's your limitation.
Right. Yeah.
If a player comes out and says how confident they are, and you know what we go back to like MJ, where we walk in locker rooms and say, who's guarding me today? Oh, 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once you're guarding me, that's easy, 50.
Yeah. For
Tom
sure.
Brady behind the scenes, like his confidence level, his swag level, and his belief. A lot of these guys are like that. Now, in front of the camera, because of you have to give perception, you do need to balance. Not sounding too cocky and arrogant. But when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, when you think about everything that he has spoken about, is a confidence level.
Yep.
People assume that he needs to be humble because his dad is so famous.
Yep.
And he's been given opportunities that his dad, and this is what people feel, his dad is the one who gave him being a quarterback, or, and I mentioned this on the last tape.
Yeah.
Deion gave opportunity, but it was Sheduer that won 2 state titles in high school.
Absolutely.
He's the one that's training. And people got to realize too, when you grow up where you don't need to play football.
Right.
You don't need to train that hard to be the best, but he's doing that out of a love for the game. That's number one. Then we go back to the film, right?
Yep.
What people don't realize is, and you follow Colorado like I do.
We both do. Yeah.
And a lot of the teams nowadays with technology, your film study is on iPads. The coaches have access to, and they can track how much film you're watching.
Yep.
There's kids getting cut, and Deion has cut top, when he had the top cornerback in the country, who they were tracking his film study on his iPad and saw it was days he wasn't even logged in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't get away with that stuff. And the way Sheduer plays the quarterback position, he's not a Michael Vick. I mean, he's not a quarterback that he can, escape and find people open, but he can't afford not to watch film.
Yeah, exactly. Because for those who like to say he's or like to bring up the term pass first quarterbacks when it comes to athletically built and gifted quarterbacks, he's elusive, but he can definitely sling that rock first.
Right. So his whole game is timing.
Yeah.
Reading defenses.
Yeah.
He'll tell you if you follow these guys.
Yep.
Dion showed him how to read defenses from him being a Hall of Fame defensive player.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And all the coaches that he's worked with have marveled on how he read defenses and how he studies defense. So his game is based off of making the right read, making the right accurate throws. So those are the things that I think, again, you cannot not watch film and play the game like he does.
At the level he has. So, I mean, we need to that conversation. I think it's null and void. He definitely watched films. You have, prominent former NFL coaches, offensive coordinators, current coaches saying that this kid can play the game. So they need to give it a rest. Now, what do you say to those people that just refuse to change their mind about him? Like they're just sticking with that narrative. Like, why is it so easy to just stay there instead of actually looking and breaking down what you just broke down, the results? You know what I mean?
Think about this, man. The way our world is and the way society is, there's a lot of love that people get when you're doing great things.
Yep.
But I think with social media, and it allows people to display their jealousy, their envy, and their hate even more.
Yep.
And people, I don't care how good you are at something, you're going to have people that hate, but sometimes they justify that by having a certain narrative that doesn't make sense.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because of something that they don't like about you. And again, some people they're just mad the fact that he's happy.
Right. Yeah.
And the fact that, okay, he's had a great life and he's getting attention.
Yep.
People are getting tired of seeing him.
Yep.
I mean, think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
People would really get mad because they're tired of people talking about you.
Right.
And what I say about those people, it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to him playing well. If he doesn't play well, then it's just going to fuel the fire.
Yep.
But peep this though. If he plays well,
Whew.
it's going to going to still fuel the fire, because if he comes out, even right now, he's killing it in, the OTAs and training camp.
Yep.
Oh, he's not throwing against the first team. Okay. He come out in preseason and play well. Oh, it's preseason.
Yep.
Come out in the regular season and play well. Oh, it's only one game.
Right.
Oh, it's only 2 games.
Yeah.
He has a whole year of playing well. Oh, it's only his first season.
Right.
It's
they don't
never
have any
gonna
film
stop.
on him yet. Right.
Yeah, it's never. I mean, it hasn't stopped with
Right.
people like LeBron James.
Yeah.
It's never going to stop.
Right.
So as a player and as a fan, you have to block that stuff out, because the way the world is, people have a platform to show their jealousy, envy, and hate nonstop. You got to just focus on being aware of it, but really focus on what you're doing, and then knowing you do have that more support and love.
Yeah.
So
Man, you heard it first here. We told you that he was going to be a good one. So all you people out there that want to, continue to ride that boat, sorry for you.